Our natural environment is like a life support system. The oceans, glaciers, and waterways, the air we breathe, the land we use for food and resources, and the flora and fauna that form the intricate web of life. Life would not be possible without all of these things existing in harmony. Everything we do at home, at work, and everywhere in between impacts on our environment. Consumers and organizations at all levels are increasingly aware of their environmental impact, so having a good environmental record can give a business a considerable advantage in the modern marketplace. Yet despite the momentum towards more sustainable economies, we are still using resources and producing waste faster than the environment can handle.
Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever in the world you guys are. Here is Zoraiz Mughal again with the show, Zoraiz Mughal Show. We are having a series of interviews every single day. We come up with the new people from different mindsets and different different areas of the world. We talk about the health, safety, environment. We want to create a healthy environment for all. When we talk about HSE, we talk it in a broader term. We talk about health, we talk about safety, and we also talk about environment, and we want to create a healthy environment for all. And today I have a very, very, very special guest, Natalie Jane Thomas, and she is a really amazing lady. She has been working for years now, a professional, and let me just get in and let's begin talking to her. How are you, Natalie?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you very much for asking. It's really my pleasure to be interviewing you. And first of all, I would ask you to introduce yourself, who you are, where you're from, and what do you do for a living?
Absolutely. So my name is Natalie Jane Thomas. I live on the Isle of Wight in the United Kingdom. So for the purpose of your audience, the Isle of Wight is a little island just south of the United Kingdom mainland. So it's about 2.5 hours away from London. The population of the Isle of Wight at the moment is around 140,000. I'm a mum. I have 2 children. My son is 14 today, and I have a 5-year-old. I'm a toastmaster. I've been a toastmaster 8 weeks now, and I absolutely love the journey that I am on because it is so empowering. Just listening to so many diverse conversations from people, because I'm in a worldwide only club called Witty Birds, and I think we've got people from 16 different countries. So you go to a meeting and you do not know what you are gonna get. I am a community carer, so I work in the local community supporting the elderly, and I'm also a student. I absolutely love knowledge because I think there's never enough knowledge you can get. If given knowledge, keep getting it, because I think it helps you grow as a person the more knowledge you can get. So I am doing my personal training diploma at the moment, and I'm also studying psychology and counselling part-time through the Open University, because in the future what I'd like to do is try and combine both together. But at the same time, I've also tried to look at my goals in the future and think maybe I want to go more leadership, but it's just trying to find the balance and just time management, because at the end of the day, I'm a mum and my children come first.
Natalie, it's a really amazing introduction, and I want to ask, you have used the word toastmaster. I want to ask about you that, and you said like you have been starting this for a last 8 weeks, so it's kind of a COVID time you have started learning this thing.
Absolutely.
So tell us about that.
So to be fair, COVID-19 has changed my life because I think it was like maybe a month into the virus, I woke up from an absolutely terrifying nightmare that my son had died to COVID-19. He's fine. I've just FaceTimed him, so he's absolutely fine.
Mm-hmm.
Basically made me realise I need to sort, in a way, the demons out. And one of the demons that I had was public speaking, because sometimes you think you're gonna muffle your words up or you're not gonna get like your message out right. And one night I was sat on YouTube and I put in inspirational speeches onto YouTube, and I came across this like homemade video. Paid £2.99 to watch it, and it was Toastmasters. And I thought to myself, bearing in mind I'm in the UK, why haven't I heard of Toastmasters? Because I know it's American based. And I went on the website and I was like, wow, the opportunities for knowledge, empowerment, leadership opportunities, this, that, and the other. I was like, I want a part of this. And then a week or so later, I went to a virtual meeting on the mainland, and I was blown away by the positive environment you can get from a Toastmasters meeting. And I was like, I want to be a part of this. And I thought, even though there isn't a Toastmasters on the Isle of Wight, I'm not going to let that stop me. And now, potentially, I might be joining a third club, because I love listening to people's stories, because you can gain so much value, and it also puts things into perspective. And I think that is really, really important, especially with COVID-19.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's affected everybody on this planet. And I think that sometimes people are still becoming selfish. And it just puts everything into like perspective. And I just feel that since I've listened to some really empowering speeches, it's made me learn what to actually be grateful for.
So, do you think this Toastmaster thing is a kind of a public speaking? Is that?
Yeah.
Do you think is that different something, or how do you see in the community? As I have seen, like you are a social activist and you have been working in your community for years. And how do you see the impact you can create with this Toastmaster thing, and also as a public speaker?
So at the moment, I am the lead 70/30 ambassador for the Isle of Wight project. So 70/30 is a campaign that's run by the Wave Trust, and like being a Toastmaster is helping me gain that extra knowledge and experience to make sure the message I want to get out there has the maximum impact to make a difference, because anybody can talk. Do you know what I mean? It's like, if you've got a message to deliver, it's how you get it out there. And since I've become a Toastmaster, I've started to pay attention to just simple, in a way, public speaking basics of where to pause and what words to really, really emphasize.
So, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah. So my next question is, as we are talking about the importance of public speaking and Toastmaster, what are the core skills do you see? What are the core qualities as a public speaker? Do you think if somebody wants to become a Toastmaster or public speaker and want to talk to thousands of people in front of him, what kind of skills do you think he should have?
So I think the skills, like to be a Toastmaster, you've got to want to learn. You've got to want to, in a way, come out of your comfort zone, because like the start of lockdown, I wasn't a Toastmaster. I was happy in my little box, happy to be out, like happy to be just doing the norm. And I think the things that you need as a Toastmaster is the drive and the passion to want to succeed.
So do you think, like, as a public speaker, it has an importance? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear
So
you.
as a public speaker, there is a huge impact that people talk in the corporate sector and in the public. As a motivational speaker, they have a lot of influence. So do you think how we can create, in as we have a topic, we want to create a healthy environment for all as a HSC consultants, and in this particular time of the year, we have people, they are depressed, they have a lot of problems they're facing, and we want to motivate them. So do you think, like, how we can encourage them, like the situation wise, how we can motivate them?
So I think, like, because, so say for example, if we use COVID-19 here in the UK, it's very likely we're going to get a second wave because it's coming across Europe. So that's meaning there's negativity starting to pop up in the media. And the things that I would suggest to people that might potentially get depressed is just think, do you really want to read something that is going to make you feel absolutely rubbish? And I think it's like, at the moment, people are coming off furlough, and I think that people's routines are just changing, and it is hard to stay motivated where one day you might be doing one thing, the next day you might have a job, and then you might not 3 days later. I think it's just having basic discipline to stay positive, because it's like, if you're going to just go and eat loads of chocolate, loads of junk food, you're going to put weight on, you're going to become depressed. It's just having that, okay, being aware of your actions.
Right. Absolutely, you're right. So Natalie, as we have talked about that motivation thing, I don't want to dig into your personal life, but I want you to share some of your life experiences. Like, how have your as a young in the 18s and after in the professional life, tell us about your personal life.
Okay, so if we go 17, okay, so I was a teenage mum, and I made the decision when I was 17 that I was still a child, and I couldn't be a mum when I didn't have the tools, I didn't have the money, I didn't have the support to be a mum. So I made the decision, which was the right decision, that my son would live with his dad. And now I know at 31 with a 14-year-old son, he has grown up amazing. And I think because of the life and the journey I've been on, the path I've been on might not be the norm to like the average 17, 18-year-old, because I'm not a party animal. I would rather go and sit on a hill and just take in nature. Because if we're going to talk about environment, outside is an absolutely beautiful, free environment that can make you feel positive. So,
Absolutely.
And I think, professionally, that I'm a community carer, and it's definitely challenging being a mom, trying to work with like the opportunities that are available on the Isle of Wight. But I wouldn't change it, because I love hearing the stories that I get from the 80 and 90-year-olds that I look after, because their environment was completely different to the environment we've got now. And I just love it. I think it's great.
The reason why I asked you this question, because I want to give motivation to my viewers, as a female leader. So tell us your perspective with your experience and expertise. What do you want to say to the female leadership?
So what I would say is, like, as a female, I want to be a leader. I literally, I will do whatever it takes to become a female leader, because I think a society still perceives women to be underrepresented, because in the UK there's something called the Parliament Project that I've been reading, because in British politics, the top of my head, I think it's like 35% of MPs are female. And you think to yourself, why can't we as women be powerful? Because just because we've had children shouldn't stop us from being able to achieve goals. Because I look at it, one of my female role models is the Prime Minister of New Zealand, because she's a mum. She is a mum, and I've watched through COVID-19 how she has absolutely owned it. She has put some of the other world leaders to absolute shame, and she's a parent, and she's a woman. So I take my hats off to her, and I think it's like, my message to other women is, if you believe in yourself and want to do something, it's not impossible to do. I think depending on the situation, maybe in the corporate sector, it might be hard because you've got to prove yourself. But if you've got that drive and you've got that passion and hunger to succeed, you will get there.
So, Natalie, as you have talked about the passion, and at what age have you identified your passion, and how do you think, like, you have identified your passion and your what you want to say about your further goals?
So I think I've always known that I've had resilience because of the life that I've led. But I think it was like going through lockdown and the situations that I've experienced and overcome has shown me the passion that I've got inside. I found my why in life, and now I'm like, let's just go out there and make an impact. Because why not? Why not share your story to other people to empower them? Because the world's still a really negative place. So I would say, since lockdown, I've become more aware of my passion and my hunger, and I'm just embracing it now. Because as a Christian, I believe you don't know when that clock is going to stop. So I would rather put 200% into every single day to know I have got everything out of it.
Right. So, as you are a living example for a lot of people, they were so depressed, and you have shown them, like, in these last 2 to 3 months, you have come up with the new skills, and you have almost changed your life. Whatever you were doing before as a personal care assistant, and now you are going as you will be working as a toastmaster, public speaking. And it is so impressive for a lot of people that you have already changed your life. So, what do you want to motivate to the other people you have, as you have a life experience? What else you want to say to the people, our viewers, about this?
I think, like, so what I would say to your viewers is that I'll give you an example. So in 2017, I spent a year walking for charity. And I looked at a goal initially, and that was a goal to walk 1,000 miles in a year. And I thought, that's too easy. So I set a goal of walking 5,000 miles in a year. People thought I was absolutely off my rocker. They were like, Nat, you ain't going to be able to do that. It's impossible. But then I was like, watch and learn. I put every single ounce of energy, passion, drive, determination into it, I grabbed hold of all that negative energy. I thought, right, I'm going to bottle it because I'm going to turn that into the positive energy that will help me reach that goal. So throughout that year, people were like, no, you're not going to do it. You are going to become so disheartened and demotivated because the goal's too big. But I thought, no, if I've got the drive, if I've got the passion, if I've got the patience and everything else, I will make it happen. And I did. I finished that goal 6 weeks early and raised £900 for charity. So what I would say to your viewers, if you want something, you can make it happen. At the end of the day, in this world, nothing is impossible to do. You've just got to have the right people around you, the right opportunities to ask questions. And I think don't be afraid to ask questions, because then you're learning from other people. You're learning from their knowledge to help you make it happen. So what I'd say, if you want something, go and get it.
Right. So absolutely. So after that, how do you see this importance of these emerging technologies these days? As a lot of people are coming on, they're doing broadcasts, they're talking. As we are talking, you're living in UK, I'm in States right now, and as we are talking about, we are sharing our ideas, our plans. So in this digital world we are right now, and we are so connected, this global village right now. And so how do you think this is really important? And in after the post-COVID thing, how do you think it will be creating an impact?
I think it's like the impact is, I think we're all going to feel more connected. And I think, like, say, for example, that everybody's, I believe, just going to feel more connected and more of a community, because I know there's a lot of interviews that are coming out of Pakistan, and I'm like, good, because why not? Why can't these different communities be out there? Why can't these like Muslim people be out there? Because it's like, yes, it's a different faith to mine, but we're human, and that's what matters. And I think post-COVID, I think Zoom will become part of the furniture, because I've used Zoom quite a lot in my volunteer role. I don't have to go travelling anywhere. I can just my phone, do my Zoom meeting from my living room. So I think it just makes things easier. And I think you can connect with anybody on this planet as long as they've got Zoom.
Absolutely. Right now, in this particular situation, we are all equal. If somebody is living in the east side or the west coast somewhere, if as far as he has a 4G or 5G internet, he can talk and he can save his traveling expense, going from one continent to another one, one country to other one. It's so easy. It's so easy. Like, we can talk and we can exchange our ideas. And I have seen a lot of people doing conferences online. Yeah. And they also they're doing their business pitches as well. And so, having said that, Natalie, what is your plan for the future? Like, are you going to conduct seminars, corporate meetings, or are you planning to develop a course for your students, or you want to how you want to interact with people?
So I'm in process of planning my 2021 goal, and my 2021 goal is to speak virtually in 21 different countries, because why not? I'm a woman. Why can't I?
Yes.
I think in the future what I'd like to do is get a Toastmasters club, even if it's virtually, on the Isle of Wight, because I'm not saying everybody should become public speakers, but it's just gaining that confidence, because once you have confidence and extra confidence, I believe as a training personal trainer, you can lead a healthy life. So it's, in a way, it's all positive. I've got different ideas that I'm working on. It's just working out what's smart in the time that I've got at the moment as a mum and the holidays, and thinking, okay, what's a real dream? What's going to be something I can do over the next couple of years?
Right, right. We definitely wish you best of luck for your goals, and you're amazing. The very first thing, I am so impressed the way you are talking, so polite and so nicely. I am so impressed, and you are such a really, really great lady. So, having said that, um, I want to ask you to say a few words to our emission healthy environment. How do you see the importance of a healthy environment? You see, like we live in you live in UK. We have much of trees. We have a green environment. As in New York, whenever we see 360 angle from the drone or helicopter, we always see greenery. We have a lot of things, but we have audience in Pakistan and in the South Asia where we see all concrete infrastructure. They don't have that greenery and that much things. So how you want to motivate them? Uh, how important is this green environment? And you see, like when we are physically fit, mentally fit, and we can have a we are working safe environment, and plus we have a green environment. So it is so important. We can give you our 100% potential to do work, and we can work smartly. So what do you want to say? I want some words from you.
So say, for example, like if we base the conversation on like the Pakistan community, I would say try, depending on the cost, I don't know because I'm a Brit, try and go on a day trip to the countryside, just because then you've got that memory and you've got that I've experienced this environment that's positive, that's healthy. Take pictures, because smartphones are everywhere on this planet. Why not take pictures of the greenery? So when, like, say for example, if you're having a bad day and you wish you could be outside where the grass is green and the trees are full of blossom, you've got your backup plan, because then that can take you back to that positive moment and those positive memories that you experienced. So in a way, it's just trying to adapt, because before I lived on the Isle of Wight, I lived in a place called Milton Keynes, and that was a concrete jungle. So I completely understand what it's like if you don't have the access to nature, because I think nature is just a natural relaxant, and it just has that natural calming factor. But what I would say, take pictures, take your diary, capture those emotions, so when you can't go back, you've got the memories there to look back on.
Absolutely, absolutely. It has a very great impact on our lives, and when we have a beautiful environment around, and also when we talk about the environment, the green environment, we also building up our social human capital these days, and we are talking with the different mindsets of people, and we are sharing ideas as well. So what else you want to share about our platform and this series? And I have seen you have give your interviews to few other peoples as well. So what do you want to say about our series and our mission?
I absolutely love it. I absolutely love what you guys are doing, because for my 5-year-olds, it was something that somebody in the States had told me to do. And I thought, why not? So I printed a map of the world, and I'm like, where is mummy talking today? And I want to stick as many dots on that world to say, mummy has spoken in this country. I've spoken to this person and this person, because why not? So I'm literally, I love what you are doing because you're reaching out to different people and we're sharing knowledge. And that's most important because textbooks are great, but that's only one person's opinion. Whereas you could do maybe 5-6 different interviews a day, over 7 days a week. You're gaining so much more knowledge, so many more opinions. And I think that's really powerful and positive to do in these current circumstances.
Absolutely, absolutely. That's what we are going to do. And I do want to ask you. This is a really informative session we are doing right now, and I really want to ask a lot of other questions about the situation in COVID situation in UK, and also, but I don't want to get into that like negativity of like the COVID situation. We want to spread positive image of everything because we don't want people, because for the COVID thing they can go watch news, they can get it from the TV, but on our platform we want to give them a positive vibes a lot as we can. So for the positivity, what else do you want to share with our audience?
So like for positivity, make memories, because it's like, I'll give you the example. So my 5-year-old, she started reception this year, and I thought I want to do something so bonkers and positive to remember this year, because this year's going to have affected her education and probably all the other children on this planet's education, because they've not been able to go to school. So I thought, I'm going to get her little cards to say you have graduated from reception this year, because it has been a challenge. You have had to adapt, stay positive, this, that, and the other. And I thought, I'm just going to make these little positive opportunities happen. Nobody told me to do it, but I thought, I want to keep and remember the goods from the bads. Because the thing was, when my daughter was at home and I was homeschooling her, it was a challenge because I'm a mum, not a teacher. But I took a negative situation and I thought, I'm going to make it positive now. And she's got that card in a little trophy, and that's become positive.
Great. Natalia, I really want to wish you for your good luck with your passion and goals. And I would also would like to invite you for our further sessions. And we want you to give us some times as we are talking. We want to talk about on different topics, as Mr. Salman is doing a great job too. And I think you already have planned some session with him as well. So I really want to invite you to come to our platform and talk about on different topics, and we can arrange your own show as well if you give us a pleasure this opportunity, and you can have your own show on our platform, like one show in a week for 20 minutes, 30 minutes, whatever time you can spend. And the last words I want to get from you, what you want to say, a message.
I think like my message would be, just live your day to the absolute maximum. And what I would say is, with the virus, it's probably going to happen that we're going to get a second wave. Just turn the TV off, turn Facebook off, because sooner or later the negative army are going to be back. Just turn it off and just stay positive and stay focused.
Excellent, excellent. Thank you so much for your time, Natalie. It's a great pleasure talking to you, and hope we will be staying in touch, and we will have a lot of more sessions like this with Salman. And thank you so much again, and thank you very much for all viewers are watching us, and we really appreciate it. This is an effort. We are not doing any business. We are just working as a whistleblower in the society, so we can give something back, and we can create a healthy environment, and we can show our a positive impact. Once again, thank you, Natalia.
Thank you.
I am going to end up my show. And again, thanks to all.
Have a good day.